Anytime I talk to an executive in the league and I ask them about their favorite players, universally, every GM, every scouting director I've ever talked to puts Maxx Crosby in his top 5. And there is something beyond just leading the NFL in tackles for losses or pressures. It's beyond that. It's the attitude. It's hard to play for teams that lose. It's easy to be uninspired. And Max, with 2 X's, Maxx Crosby is never uninspired. And he joins us at the Raiders facility. It is interesting. Your journey's fantastic. It is just, I was just talking to that Fernando Mendoza kid. He's going to be your number 1 pick, and he got beat up at Cal. He was a low-star recruit. Like, he didn't get, like, his journey's fascinating, right? And then he goes to Kurt Cignetti, and Indiana didn't have 5-star guys. Like, and I wonder sometimes that if your journey is part of why you're successful, like, you play angry. And I think Brady, to the very end, had a chip on his shoulder about being drafted late. And when you play for a team that has struggled to win games, do you still have a little bit of that little resentment, that little anger about, oh, no, you didn't think I was good enough? I went to Eastern Michigan. You ever play with that a little bit still, that motor?
Oh, 100%. That's what that's what gets you up in the morning. It's that obsession and that passion for the game. No matter what the score is, that's something I pride myself on because, I feel like, you mentioned Brady being a 6th-round pick, myself being a 4th-round pick. I feel like I always had to fight and go above and beyond to prove myself. And that's why I feel like I've been able to be at my level for as long as I have and why I know I'm going to continue getting better because I know in my head, like from the outside, everyone's like, man, you're killing it. You're doing this and doing that. And in my head, it's always like, no, like I know there's another level. I know there's a DPOY in my future. I know there's a Super Bowl. I know there's first-team All-Pros. Like that's what I fight for. So I could be top 5 in every category and there'll still be something else I'm trying to chase because that's what pushes me because I know at one point, nobody even wanted me. And only one school took a chance on me in the whole country. So that's that chip on my shoulder that only continues to grow because I know like deep down, you got to earn it and prove it every single time. And it's about what you're doing right now. So the higher you go, the harder it gets. And I'm willing to take that, run that marathon every single time.
When I remember watching a clip of Aaron Donald in his last year, and he was being triple teamed. I'm like, it's not even fair. Like, I understand why he retired. It's like, okay, white flag. I give up. You now are the one Raider. Although I've said this before, I think your defense, if healthy, is going to be pretty interesting next year. I think you've got some really talented dudes. Are there times you feel like now that you've arrived, you get doubled, you get chipped? Are there times it's frustrating at all?
Yeah, yeah. Like I would say at first when I, first started really, having that type of success in the NFL, right, after that first breakout year, everyone starts keying in on you. So initially you're like, damn, I'm just trying to get a one-on-one or trying to get more one-on-one opportunities. And in your head, you're like, damn, like I'm not going to have as many one-on-ones as I usually do. But after like you get used to it and you just understand, like that's the ultimate respect in this game. Every single week, I know they got to put a red circle around me and say, listen, we got to stop this guy. Like, that's the ultimate respect. That's when you know you've gotten to the level that you need to be at and that you have to continue getting better because it gets harder when you got constant chips in the run game and pass game and they're running away from me 90% of the time. It's like, that's when you know you're doing something right. But at the same time, you have to just be level-headed and stay calm because if you start just freaking out and, getting frustrated, you'll start losing yourself and not playing your best ball. So, I have guys on my team, Malcolm Kuntz, all the time. He started having more success and he started getting chipped a little bit more. And he's like, Max, I don't know how you do it, bro. And I'm like, listen, I said, you can't let it frustrate you. You got to keep going because the one time you get that one-on-one and you're not ready for it, you think you're going to get chipped or whatever, that's when you might miss that opportunity to go get a strip sack or go make a game-changing play. So you got to just, be locked in tunnel vision when that stuff is going down.
Yeah, think about that. If you get one sack a game, you're a first ballot Hall of Famer in your career. Just one. You can get tossed around like a crouton in a salad bowl for 3 hours, and you get one great sack, and you're a Hall of Famer. There's a bunch of stories because you're such a high-profile player. Tom Brady's part owner. Here comes Fernando Mendoza. You're in the news now all the time. So I don't know what's true, what's not. Here's what I'll ask. Where are you today with the Raiders? Where's your mind at? What are your thoughts? I don't know what I read true, what I read. That you're in the news all the time. So just lay it out there. Where are you with the Raiders?
Yeah, it's funny. I'm glad you brought it up because it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. For me, in the past, I've learned, being too vocal and too involved with trying to make, I want this coach or I want this. Like I've learned my lessons and I've learned from that. And like that's not my job. My job is to be the best player I can possibly be that guy in the locker room every single day, the leader. That's who I am to my core. That's all I love. That's all I care about and love is being the best version of myself in that locker room and on the field on Sundays and in practice and doing all those in the weight room, leading from the front, not talking and, not leading every day. I do it every single day. So that's what my importance is. And nowadays, especially like this past year and a half, like I'm not talking about stuff like that because that's not my job. And I've been advised, hey, Max, I think it'd be best, some of the best mentors in my life, Max, just I know you care a lot. You're obsessive about it. You want to win no matter what. Like, but you can't control everything. And I've learned that. So now that I be quiet, now that I'm quiet, now I got random people making big statements for me. And they're like, oh, Max must have told him this. And this guy, for me, I just sit back and laugh because I know my truth. And when I go to bed at night, I have a smile on my face because I don't have to explain nothing to nobody. I've said it over and over again. I'm getting healthy. I'm in the building every single day. If I'm in this building before 6 a.m. and it's dark out, and I am in here until almost 2 o'clock, almost 8 hours, I'm putting in straight work, rehab and lifting, getting prepared for next season. Like, that's all that I care about. So all the noise, it's news to me sometimes. I got up yesterday, I looked at my phone, or 2 days ago, I look at my phone, and all of a sudden now I got a bunch of PR people talking about what what Max is doing. And it's like, I just laugh because if I address it, then someone's going to pick apart what I say there. So it's a lose-lose. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm getting healthy. I'm going to be the best version of myself upcoming this year. And I'm going to put myself in the best position to do that. And that's by taking care of myself and being the best version of myself on a daily basis. My family's good. My wife is doing incredible. My baby girl's 3. She's running the house. Life is incredible. So I just try not to address certain things because no matter what, someone's gonna, pick it apart and make it some way. So I'll let people do their talking. All I'm about is my actions. And my actions, everyone knows what my actions are. I do the same thing every single day, and I'm gonna be the hardest worker on the planet every single time. So that's all I care about.
You played New England earlier this year and beat them, and I can remember I remember the intensity of the games. Your corners, Drake May was young, and I remember saying on the air, I think New England's going to get really good, but they got a lot of new players. They got a lot of free agent money. They didn't look quite organized yet. What do you remember about? I think that game was in Foxborough. What do you remember about that win?
Yeah, that was week 1. We're playing a team with a new head coach. They got a young quarterback. They have Josh McDaniels, obviously, who I'm very familiar with, and Pat. Pat Graham, our D coordinator, was hired by Josh to be the guy. So Pat knew him really well. So I felt like going to that game, we were extremely confident, and we went on the road and got like a convincing win. You know what I mean? And after that game, we're like, okay, we were supposed to do that. Obviously, after that, it didn't really, the season didn't go the way we expected, but that's a testament to Mike Vrabel and that whole staff. Josh McDaniels, Drake May, they obviously took a lot of guys from my team, some of my favorite teammates, Robert Spillane, Kayvon Chason, Mac Hollins, like all the closest guys that I have are all gone now and in the damn Super Bowl. So it's really, really dope to see. But I'm happy for them. The competitor in me, I obviously want to be playing right now, not sitting here. As much as I love you, Colin, I would not, I'd rather be in the Super Bowl getting ready to go play. But those are my guys. So I know the type of guys that they brought over there. They're culture guys that love the game and that are going to go out there and do exactly what they need to do. And that whole team, you can see they're all on the same page. They're not doing anything crazy flashy. They're not going out there running a bunch of wild, exotic looks. They're out there executing and not losing the games. They're taking care of the ball, and they're playing really good complementary football, and that's why they're in the Super Bowl.
How is your rehab going?
Phenomenal. It's going incredible. Like I said, it's an everyday process. You can't look too far down the road. You're gonna, go crazy, and it can get difficult. But you just got to stay in the moment. And I'm absolutely killing it. I'm ahead of schedule, and it's business as usual. You know, unfortunately this is my eighth surgery, eighth surgery in 7 years, and it's something that I've something that I've gotten used to. But like I said, you know, it's all about perspective, how you approach what you want to accomplish. For me, I'm willing to run that marathon, and like you said, you know, I heard you on the broadcast. You know, a guy that a future Hall of Famer, a guy, a Super Bowl champion, a Defensive Player of the Year. That's all still in the forefront in my future. And people that doubt that, I appreciate it, and it's going to continue motivating me. And the ones that believe it, I'm excited to show y'all the best version of myself, you know, in the near future.
Great seeing you. You got great energy. Sorry that I made you. Oh, you're working with Saks Underwear, aren't you? Isn't that your?
What is it? Yep. Saks Underwear. You know, I've been working with them for a few years now. We got a couple limited edition underwear out there right now. I got my dogs on it. You know, I'm a big pit bull guy, so I got my 3 dogs featured on the underwear. Go get that right now. And the other pair, I got my logo on it. You know, represent my brand. But Saks Underwear, best in the world. I wear it every single day, and we're gonna continue building. So appreciate it, Colin.
Good seeing you, buddy. We'll see. We'll spot each other at a UFC fight soon.
Absolutely. You call me anytime. You're the man, man.